Who's the other guy?
Fight Nation on Sirius XM.
Alright, Junkie Nation, it's time to roll, baby, on MMA Junkie Radio with Gorgeous George and Go. This is what we doing while we do it, baby. We rollin'!
Covering MMA from all over the world, this is the premier stop for all your combat sports needs. MMA Junkie Radio, the only show broadcasting live from the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. The lights are on and the mics are hot. It's time to get your MMA fix, junkies. Take it away, Big John.
Gorgeous George and Goes, are you ready? Junkie Nation, are you ready? Let's get it on.
From the fight capital of the world, inside the beautiful Mandalay Bay Racing Sportsbook, you are listening to the MMA Junkie Radio Show, the only show that matters. I'm your host, Gorgeous George, and as always, it's the devious and dastardly Goes, our East co-host, back east producing Jumbo Josh, and there's another fellow with him. I just don't recognize his voice.
I think it's Aaron.
Is that Aaron?
I believe so.
Okay. He was with us for a few days a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I like that guy. That's the wrestling dude.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, that's me.
There he is.
And it's Andre, not Aaron.
Oh, all right.
Well, then how could it be you?
Well, I'm Andre. I am the wrestling guy, yeah.
Oh, there's half of you then.
So it was Aaron that was with us 2 weeks ago, but you're Andre.
Yes.
Oh,
We
well,
talk
say hi.
WrestleMania 35, guys.
Say hi to
Like,
Aaron for me when you see him, Andre.
If I see him, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it is Andre the Giant. That's not that hard to forget. Although he's not a giant. What's the tail of the tape, Aaron? Oh, sorry, Andre.
Andre not so giant over here, maybe up to Andre the Giant's shoulder or nipple, somewhere around there. But weight-wise, I think I'm half him or maybe less.
Yeah, well, what's with the secrets? Just give us the height and the weight.
Let's see, height about 5'8", weight about 260. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you're a big boy like me then.
I think he should be
Yeah,
Andre the
I'm
Gentleman.
thick.
Andre
He's a
the-
nice
As the ladies
guy.
like-
We're
say
we're
I'm
stocky, right? We're stocky,
Stocky gentleman, yes.
Yeah.
I'm portly.
right? No, you lost a lot of weight.
I'm still portly, though.
Portly's, I think, short and fat.
I think
You
short
have like
and
a
fat
little
is like a
baby
bowling ball.
fat, but I wouldn't
I'm
say
like a pear.
Nah, really? Did you
Yeah.
gain some or what? I mean, you wear a medium for crying out loud.
I know, but like I would consider a portly guy as like a pear.
What do you want to
And
do?
then
Look like
short
Tim
and fat
Elliott?
is like the logo to 7-Up. Who?
I said, what do you want to look like, Tim Elliott or something? I mean, just be completely shredded. It's tough to do. You're 40 now as well, so
I am.
yeah. Well, welcome. All right, fun show today that we have with Andre, Josh, and Goes here. We have 3 guests headed your way. We're going to start off at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time with Marcos Villegas from Fight Hub TV. He is going to talk some boxing with us. Some boxing big fights coming up, not just this weekend, but in general. We'll talk to him about that. They also have a little bit of controversy in the PEDs in that sport, much like we've had here in 2019. So one fight already got done messed up. Lots to cover there with Marcos Villegas. Liam McGeary will join us at 9:20 Eastern, 6:20 Pacific. Did I give Marcos's time? I did, right?
I don't think
8:30
so.
p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Liam McGeary, the former Bellator light heavyweight champion, sorry. 9:20 Eastern, 6:20 Pacific. Jon Fitch follows him, 9:40 Eastern, 6:40 Pacific. So there'll be some pockets for you to call in and chime in on any topic. It's all on the table. We'll talk a little bit about George Masvidal's appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience. He's got his podcast where they just focus on MMA, and then, of course, where they talk about flying saucers and stuff. But this one was more MMA related, and we have some cuts from that. We got the NBA and NHL playoffs, of course, cranking away. We have the UFC St. Petersburg card, which is in Russia. For those of you that are wondering where St. Petersburg is, you can chat a little bit about that. We're still reacting to UFC 236. Not a day goes by that somebody doesn't say something about it, from my buddies in the they're casual fans to the hardcore fans. It's still getting talked about across many circles of social media.
Hey, you want to hear a little noob story
Sure.
before we get started?
Sure.
When I walked into the sportsbook today, they had one championship on the big screen. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I think they had it on there because the playoffs were coming up right after that, right?
Like a fight was taking place, or they were promoting
well,
an
no,
upcoming card?
it was like a best of
All right.
show, right? So as I'm coming in, those first couple seats right there are 3 guys. And I look over and I go, hey, one championship, this is pretty cool. And I was getting ready to take a video. And then one of the guys goes, enough with this crap already. Why is this garbage on? This is a sports book. And I kind of thought, oh, man. Like, I thought this was so cool that we had this up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then his buddy checked him. And he goes, are you crazy? He goes, this is MMA, bro. He goes, it's a different organization, but it's still awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then his other buddy goes,
The tiebreaker?
his buddy was a tiebreaker, and his buddy goes, what do you care? It's a fucking fight. He goes, what's so bad about that?
This is true.
They both served that turkey
You don't
up.
even need to know the rules, right?
But all 3 were noobs because they didn't really know what was going on. But at the end of the day, I think they just appreciated that 2 guys were fighting.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, if a fight broke out in that basketball game, who was that? Indiana against Boston?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if a fight broke out there, we'd say, wait, hold on a second. Hold up the show. Hang on a second. They're throwing blows. Same with hockey. They have some pretty good ones. They're a little bit more covered up with the helmet and the pads and the refs ready to interject. But yeah, I mean, we all watch.
And it was the
even
best
the ones
stuff.
that don't, even the ones that say, "Hey, we don't need that in our sport." They still watch.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go grab popcorn and a beer and say, "When this is over, we can start the game." Oh, and by the way, we don't need that in the sport. We all watch.
Well, it was a best of show,
Mm-hmm.
so obviously whatever you watch is going to be probably an entertaining fight. But our big screen, we have one big screen in the middle, but then you have about, 10, 12 options of other games that are either on another big screen or a smaller screen or whatever. But you could hear the people oohing and awing at the shots.
Oh, good.
So you could tell they were watching that as opposed to maybe a baseball game or a hockey game. So that was pretty cool to see come in. One championship. Who'd have thought?
Well, they're on Turner Sports, so I imagine they were on TNT or TBS or something, right?
TNT.
Good. All right. Okay. I want to get to some of these cuts with Masvidal on the Joe Rogan podcast, but I do want to say congratulations to Tottenham. They don't have a lot of good news on a yearly basis, and they had an epic game against Manchester City, and they advanced to the semifinals. So that was something else. And, of course, Manchester City's dream of the quadruple goes out that window. They're still in the running for some other trophies, so I can't shit on them. But, wow, man, that was just a cool game. And if you saw the Twitter reaction, especially from a lot of our MMA friends, people were losing their minds. It was 4-3 at the Etihad goes in Manchester City. But because Tottenham had won 1-0, it's just hit himself in the eye. They advanced on away goals. All right, so this is Jorge Masvidal on the Joe Rogan podcast. This is kind of the first time this was his own little press conference if you think about it, because Ben Askren went to Atlanta, but he had no one to face off with or nothing. So here's a little bit of catching up. This is Masvidal 1, basically just describing Ben Askren.
Of what you would have to do to get a shot at Usman or to be next in line?
Well, the next one is this idiot. I won't even mention
seconds.
his name on your show because I'm not going to make him famous. He's a fucking idiot, But fight this guy and then go for the title. That's what they told me.
So you have to fight somebody else. What's the problem with Ben Askren?
He's that new age, and he's like a fucking 40-year-old science teacher. I don't know why he acts like he's new age. But he's like these new age dudes that just fucking talk, just talk and talk and talk about everybody. Shut the fuck up. Because when somebody sees you in person, you're not that guy.
All right, so here's the thing with Masvidal. I don't think he has a problem talking and that world of getting in your face or checking you or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What I think he doesn't like is like storytelling type of trash talk, like a Chael Sonnen type, where he'll kind of come up with a storyline of when I was in Brazil, the Nogueira brothers and the banana and the bus, all that. Or Ben Askren, I think he just wants to know, I'm going to fuck you up on May 17th or whenever it is we're fighting, and that's it, I'm going to give you your first L. I mean, that's it, and then let's get to the fight. It's not like he has a problem with the build-up or a little bit. It's just the interaction, back and forth, memes, cartoons, all that stuff. Nah.
I think he just doesn't like trash talk to build a fight. I think he enjoys trash talk because you don't like the other guy and you're about to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you see a lot of people do the trash talk, and then at the end they're hugging and shaking hands. Hey, it was great. I think he doesn't like that.
This next cut, he describes the motivation to fight Ben Askren, maybe waking up a little bit earlier than usual.
If you look at him from a skill set, Ben's not even worth waking up before like 10 a.m. in the morning. But I don't like this dude, man. Before my alarm goes off, I'm already awake. I want to break his fucking face, man. I want to break his fucking rib cage. And I don't want to knock him out early on. I just want to torture that guy, man. If I get the chance to torture him for 14 minutes and 50 seconds before I stop him, that's what I'm going to do, man.
All right, so right away, I'll tell you this much. The takedown defense has to be on point.
Right.
Because Ben Askren's strength is taking you down and beating you up. Maybe your rib cage gets broken or your face. And not too many people have had success in getting up once they get taken down. But if he can stop it and they have to stand, it will not be a good night for Ben Askren. Or if he can, I wouldn't say necessarily take him down, but knock him down and then get on top and ground and pound, same thing. Ben Askren off his back is not as formidable as Ben Askren on top. Again, let's not forget, this dude's undefeated too. So be it Bellator or One Championship, any hardcore MMA fan knows that he is a legit welterweight. And now he's got that win over Robbie Lawler. Not that George is calling it a win, George Masvidal or anything like that, but still he went out there and he got his hand raised.
But the Ben Askren that showed up in the last couple fights at One Championship can't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the type of fight that Jorge Masvidal will win.
They'll have to keep these guys apart. Let's listen to cut number 3. I think on fight week, Masvidal will serve up a 3-piece and a soda if they don't keep them apart. He just does not like them.
There's not too many people that I genuinely dislike. He's one of them, you know? If I was to see him right now, probably wouldn't be too friendly of a greeting, you know?
Yeah. A lot of it didn't help that in London, I guess. I think what's happening is a lot of fighters that do build up fights, like Askren or others, sometimes will run into you at some point and then try and be friendly and kind of give you the look or say it themselves, hey, man, we're going to have ourselves a good fight. Let's build this or whatever. And George is not up for that. If you've already started by talking smack, then guess what? Be ready to throw down in the elevator, in the streets, in the arena, in the back, on the concourse, wherever, if you come at him in any, type of a hostile way. At least that's the impression that he's been giving since this resurrection, in air quotes. That's what Masvidal's kind of been calling.
I agree with that.
His comeback ever since he took 14 months off, 16 months off, went on the reality show in Espanol, came back, and I think he's just trying to make up for a little bit of lost time, but, backed it up with a nice KO over Darren Till. All right. Now, a lot of what's irking him, too, is Ben Askren revealing a little bit of the stuff behind the scenes. I guess they trained once at American Top Team. This is cut number 4.
Like, I'm the type of dude that if we train, you go to American Top Team, Joe, and let's say I get lucky and I tap you out twice, I'm not going to ever tell nobody that. Because that's not my glory moment. That's just fucking training. I don't give a fuck about that. I already forgot about that. But there's some people that violate that man code of gym. And they go, I went to American Top Team. And like, he's that type of pussy, Like, he's talking about gym stories. Like, he came over to American Top Team after I dumped him on his head. We kept wrestling. He out-scrambled me, and he said it. Yeah, you beat me wrestling, but we were straight wrestling. 2-time national champion. You're proud of that? You're telling people that, And that just shows me his character, He's not who he pretends to be.
All right. I tend to side with George on this one. I think not just in MMA, but in all sports, what happens in the locker room should stay in the locker room. Remember a few years ago, Antonio Brown was live FaceTiming, making faces as the coach. What's his name again? The black guy?
Oh, my God.
Andre? Josh?
No.
I'm seeing if they can help.
I don't know.
I want to say his last name starts with a T. Yeah. So Mike Tomlin. He was, I think, chewing them out or something. And so, just that kind of stuff. it should stay in a certain place. I think Askren and Lee. But just some people don't roll that way. All right, let's do this last cut here before we go to break. He's calling him fake, basically. Two-Face. This is cut 5 from George Masvidal on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Why are you doing this, man? You're not that person on social media that you portray to be. You're not. You know, so you're fake as fuck. You're selling something to the public that is not there, obviously. And you're a coward. Fuck it. Let's throw that in there, too. And if people don't believe me, tune in July 6th. I'll show you how much of a coward he is.
Strong words.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that backs everything up, everything he says. So, I mean, this is kind of like fun fight building for me.
Me too. All right, I think we should take a quick break here. You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio on Fight Nation Channel 156. Stay close. We will be right back, and we got a little bit more Masvidal talk with his fight coming up against Ben Askren.
Interesting fights because you've got good wrestling.
And at home on SiriusXM connected devices and speakers. That whole LA Angels thing, it never really sat well with me. They were the Anaheim. Well, first they were the California Angels. I don't know how you can be a whole state when there's other teams in the state. There's the San Diego Padres, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Oakland A's, and the San Francisco Giants, and you're just the whole state. You're the California Angels. So, okay, they become the Anaheim Angels. Now, most would say Anaheim ain't that big of a city. Hell yeah, it is. I know it's at least 300,000, but closer to maybe 500,000. But come on, man, that's where Disneyland is. You know what I mean? And everyone knows that. Now, am I battling a little hard for Anaheim? Yeah, I was actually born there. But when they were the Anaheim Angels, I thought that was perfect for them. Maybe they could have went with Orange County or something, but L.A., I don't know. I don't know about the L.A. Angels. They're not that close to L.A., and L.A. fans are very firm on their love for the Dodgers. But whatever. Again,
dude, it's all marketing, though. Look at the New York Giants and the New York Jets.
True.
They play in Jersey.
They play in Jersey, yeah. Again, Sirius 209, XM89. Trout, by the way, Mike Trout is their outfielder that they're